right, we back again. It's Dad Can We Talk, Season 2, Episode 2. I'm your host, Anthony Ray, and today I'm with one of my brothers, my brother Cody Hall.
What's up, man?
We're about to get it in today. We finna go in. Me and this brother met some years ago, back when we were in high school. I'm saying some years ago. It's been a good little minute. Now that I think about it, man, we probably met back in 2005-ish, 2006, and man, he just always been a good brother, man. We used to always hoop together, and as we both grown, now both of us are have children, both of us are married, and man, this brother has some wisdom, so. We're about to get it in today.
Appreciate that.
So first off, my first question I usually like to ask is, what was your relationship like with your dad?
My relationship with my dad, I can vaguely remember, like, I was around 11, 12 years old when he went to jail. So before that, I really didn't have a relationship. I mean, our relationship was through the mail, basically. Yeah. That's it. I never went to go see him. But, I mean, we really never really had a relationship.
Yeah.
Not outside of the paper. I mean, I just write him back every now and then, happy birthday. Happy Father's Day, Merry Christmas, all that. It never really hit me to ask him how he was doing,
Yeah.
I mean, he was out my life for a while, so it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I never really knew him like that, to be wondering on. But now I'm kind of curious of, how he's doing, because he's been in prison for a long time.
You know how long he got?
Well, he's supposed to get out when I'm like 40 years old.
Dang.
Yeah.
So he caught. He caught over 30.
He hit the max. He got the max.
Dang.
Yeah, and that's. Boy, I don't know how I wouldn't be able to handle that time, boy. That's a lot of time, man. That's a lot of time. But now I'm older, so now it's like I'm kind of wondering how things are going for him.
Yeah. When the last time you heard from
him? A couple months ago. They got this app that I just.
the JPay.
Yeah, JPay. It's new to me. So the last time I hit him up was around Christmas, January. So that's the last time I contacted him. I sent him pictures of his grandkids and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it wasn't really there, like, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really speak on something that wasn't there.
Yeah.
Besides what we had through paper and all that, but.
Yeah. So growing up, how do you think that really affected you? I mean, did you ever have any other men like that really stepped in?
Nah, I didn't. My household was kind of, it was weird.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my mom's business out there, but I'm going to just leave it at that. I really didn't have a father figure or anybody to come in to help guide me. It was like I'm just going through life.
Yeah.
Without that father figure.
Yeah.
And, I mean, at the time, I guess, I didn't see it as bothering me, but I'm pretty sure it did bother me because I see the effects of it as I am a father today. I see it like, wow, man, that did kind of affect me in a way that I didn't really see at the time. I mean, when I was younger, man, I'm enjoying playing outside, playing football, playing with the friends, playing video games. I mean, we getting in trouble here and there, but not too much. I couldn't really feel it.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I think like because we're, especially as young black men, we don't really think anything out of the ordinary, when we don't have a dad. It's like because everyone around us
Ain't
is
had no
like that.
daddy.
It's like, so it never occurs. I was talking with one of my boys one time, and he was just telling me all this stuff, and I known him since we were jits.
Mm-hmm.
And when he went to telling me about his dad, I'm like, bro, it never occurred to me to ever even ask you about that when we was kids. I'm like, this like new
Yeah.
information to me, but I've been knowing you for so long.
Yeah.
But when we're younger, it's like,
It's
who's
normal.
sitting around thinking about, oh, my daddy in here? Like, of course. It's like, to us, it's like, of course,
It's normal, yeah.
it's crazy, man.
It's normal.
That's crazy. But, so going throughout high school, so you went through all the
through
whole
all of
thing. So when was the first time you would say it really hit you? Like, the fact that you grew up
Without a dad.
without a dad.
I'll probably say recently.
Yeah.
Cause now I see what life could be like with a dad. And it was like, man, only if I had a dad there to help guide me. I'll say like 2 years ago, I had went to this men's boot camp. And what I learned there was that we were speaking about this in the mod like a couple weeks ago, that a lot of us are broken, man, and we don't know it. I didn't realize it until those questions were asked, and I had to reflect on those questions. Like, man, dang, I am holding some resentment, some pain, some anger against my dad that I didn't even realize. But it hit me. That's when it hit me. Like, man, I guess that did bother me. After all this time, I'm going through life, just living life. I realized I ain't never had a daddy like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was one time, man, we was at church. It was another, like, retreat thing. People get your mind right. And it was in the middle of it. Man, bro, I just started crying, bro. I started crying. And it wasn't because my dad wasn't there. It was because I was so happy that my kids have a dad. And I know what my intentions are. I was like, man, these kids, they got it right. They got it right. Like, they don't have to worry about what I went through, the pain I went through, what I was thinking, the effects it had. As long as I'm alive, bro, my kids gonna be straight. Like, they gonna be good. They gonna get the love and affection that they need. And man, I was just so happy, bro. I'm like, man, they just don't know. They just don't know. But I know, like, so I'm excited about that. But stuff like that, man, I guess it's good to go to stuff like that, because then you really get to realize, like, what's going on. What's going on with yourself.
That's real.
Yeah.
That other day when we were talking, you said something interesting, and you were like, you pointed out the fact that when you grow up fatherless, it affects your confidence. You know, and when you had said that to me that day, I'm just, it hit me, because I'm like, man, it's so much truth in that, because I started to look at, how I've always been a person that kind of struggled with confidence. And I think that's directly related to the fact that I didn't grow up with the role model. I had men. I would say I had men. I had, my uncle that was there. But I feel like I kind of I pulled from a lot of different men in different areas. So, I had my uncle for certain things, like when it came to sports. And, we would just talk about, just, he would ask me about school and stuff like that. And, but it wasn't like a full relationship. I had my little brother's dad. My little brother's dad, I looked at him like, um, discipline. You know, I was scared of that joker, boy. I'm like, man, when he around, boy, I got to do right, cause I know he gonna get me if I don't. You know, and he served as a tool of discipline for me. Really about that's. I mean, I looked at my oldest brother, Ron. I looked at Ron when it came to, like, you know, girls and stuff like that. You know, but I was trying to pull from all these different areas, but I never really had a real relationship with the man that I know that a man should have. You know, now knowing what I know today,
Exactly.
you need a man, especially your dad, if you're blessed enough to have your dad in your life. I believe a dad is that person where you should be able to draw. A dad should be a well of information for his children, especially for his sons, like, because there's certain things that we don't understand, certain things that we don't know, and certain things that women can't help us with. And being that dad, just knowing what a dad is for now, it's like, I feel like I grew up really not having confidence in myself because I never really had a man that reassured me, you know, and told me, you know, yeah, you doing good, or, you know, you did a good job on this, or I really like the way that you did. I never really had that. And I just feel like when it came to my confidence was shot. Like, especially once I got older and I started making mistakes, it's like, man, I don't know what I'm doing with myself. You know, it's hard to come out of that, bro, when you ain't really got confidence.
Well, one thing that come to mind for me after what you just said was when I was at that boot camp, it was a question, and the question was asked, what was the message your dad gave to you? Like, by just being your dad, like, what was the message that you received from him? And I was like, man, whoo,
crazy.
I guess, man, and at work, that came to mind was unworthy, you know? Like, I wasn't worth it. And that affect your confidence. Like, if you approach anything feeling unworthy, you don't really want to do it. Like, it's like, man, nobody don't want me anyways, you know? But and that alone, it's like that void you trying to fill. You searching here, searching there, girls, work,
that's real,
money. You searching all these places for that absence, you know, that void. You trying to fill it, and like with work, it can be seeming like it's filled because you getting the attention, you know, especially if you're a good worker. You know, they praising you and loving on you, but it ain't real, you know. It's not real. So I'm kind of realizing that I was missing, like I was trying to fill in that void with work and all that stuff, and just draining myself, man. So it's like I had to let that stuff go. I had to let it go. Like, forgive my man. It's like he was doing his best. I mean, I don't know if he was, but, you know.
Straight up.
That's how I can look at it and just let it go.
Straight up.
Let it go, man. And then what's giving me my confidence now is just self-education.
That's real.
Self-education, man. That's big. That's big for me. Like, I do a lot of looking at podcasts, reading a lot of books, and that's what I want to instill in my kids, confidence. Because for me, I think confidence is everything. It don't matter what you're doing, you need confidence.
Straight up.
You need confidence.
Straight up. And if y'all hear any sounds in the background, we are outside. We are posted up out in nature, man. So you might hear some cars drive by, you might hear some lawnmowers, whatever, you know, but yeah, man. So let's get back to that. But that's so real, bro, what you say, because I feel like as I've grown over the years, I finally have just now started getting confidence in myself.
Yeah.
You know, just really saying, you know what, I can make a difference. You know, I do have something to offer.
Yeah.
You know, and it took a long time for me to really feel like I had something to offer and something to give.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, maybe over the last 2 to 3 years where I just started really looking at myself like, you know, I'm not just a failure. I'm not always the person that mess up. Like, and we tell ourselves those things, and the more and more we say that stuff to ourselves, we start to believe it. You know, and I know me, I was a person that always spoke that stuff to myself. I would say stuff like that, like, man, I'm always messing up.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
I said it so much, I started doing it, just messing up everything I touch. I'm messing it up.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that about that self-education is so important, man. Like really learning who we are, because once we learn who we are, especially when you learn who you are in Christ, bruh, there's no one can stop you from doing what it is that God has called you to do. It's like when you recognize your identity in God, it's like no one can tell me different, you know, because this word, the word of God, is gonna stand.
Yeah.
And I can always go right back to that and refer to that, and that will help me in my confidence. And it's just the more and more we begin to read, you know, you read that word, you read books, and you listen to other things that uplift you in your spirit. It's like now it's like you get this feeling like, man, there's nothing that can stop me.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can stop me from going from point A to point B. If I continue to go for it, and I've set out a vision for myself, like who's gonna stop me?
Nothing.
You know, yeah, it might be roadblocks that might come, but you jumping them hurdles. You know,
learn to adjust and keep moving.
That's it, bro. And I think what happens is when you don't have that confidence like that, like I say, when those roadblocks come, because you might get some tread, you might start treading, you might start moving, and then it's like as soon as you hit that bump in the road, it's like, dang,
I knew this was gonna come.
Knew it. And then you've given up, and you abandon everything that you know that you can do. You know, you begin to abandon that. And I think that's something that being a dad, man, that's like our job, bro, to make sure our children have that instilled in them to believe, you know, don't believe the lies, especially raising black children.
Yeah, man.
Because, I mean, if we honest, bro, ain't too many people gonna tell us, you know, that we're great. Ain't too many people gonna tell us, you know, that we can do that. Most of our history ain't gonna tell us that we've done great things. You know, it's like our history always go back to failures or certain people did. It's like
bad stuff.
And then they only give us these certain people, you know, during Black History Month. It's like these same people, but it's so many people outside of the ordinary people that they always tell us about.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important, again, about that self-education, for us to really go back and really see, man, who else did what? And once we begin to see that, now we can move forward. Like, and that's real. That self-education that's real. But I want to go to so how long you been married?
Been married 6 years.
6 years. 6 years.
December will be 7. We've been together.
Y'all right behind us. Dang. I don't know why I was thinking.
December will be we've been together 8, but December will be 7.
Dang, so y'all got married right behind us. Cause what, we got married 2012. Y'all was 13?
Yeah.
Dang, so you got same year as my boy Rob.
Yeah, I was 22, she was 23.
Dang, I did not know that. I don't know why I felt like y'all had been married like 4 5 years. So y'all right behind us then. That's what's up. So how has that been? Like, how has marriage, the whole marriage life been, man?
Woo! Bro, it's been a journey, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I can sum it up and say it's been a learning experience.
Yeah.
You know, through the ups, through the downs. Um, and even with marriage, you know, we do a lot of like we look up the mentors, get coaching and stuff like that. But before that, bro, I'll say our first year, bro, we stayed in Hidden Village over there off of Archer Road.
Yeah, back then the cut.
It's called, and the road is on Old Archer Road. It's the road.
Yeah, back then the cut behind Brandywine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if you go behind that, that's where we stayed our first year of marriage. But our first year of marriage was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. It was horrible, bro. It was so horrible at the point to where I asked myself, like, why did we get married? Like, why we married? I told her that. I was like, man, why we got married? And it was all because well, for me, I never saw an example of what marriage looks like. So it's like, I don't know what this look like. I'm winging it right now.
Yeah.
And this is not kicking it. Like,
Yeah.
why we got married? Like, I ain't feeling this. But, man, around that same time, we had, she got a job offer in Tampa. So we took that. Well, I told her to take it. So she went down to Tampa first. And then I had moved into her parents' house while she was out for a couple months. And then a couple months I went up there with her. But that year, things got better. But before that, it was a lot of miscommunication, not understanding each other, the wrong assumptions of like why you did this, assuming the worst. Just not knowing how to talk to each other, you know? Like, it'd be times to where I feel like I'm doing my best and she'll get mad, like, and it'd have me feeling like, man, what the heck? Everything I do is not, like, I'm not good enough, like, and and vice versa, she'll feel the same way. I'm like, shoot, I don't know, like, we stuck. We were stuck right there for a little minute. But then we started going to church, started getting counseling from our bishop at the time, and he helped us out a lot. But man, marriage has been, I've grown a lot, bro.
That's real.
A lot. Like, I don't think I would have grown a lot without it, you know? As much as I did without it. Man, it's I mean, even right now, we're still learning. I feel like we're always going to be in that stage of learning.
All right. Yeah.
We always learn, like with
Always,
kids. Bro. Even with, kids, first child was pretty easy.
Yeah.
The second child was, made things a little more complicated.
Yeah.
As far as moving, getting out. That third child, boy. Changed the game,
boy.
Even with that, like, man, we just still learning. Like, with kids, we learning with kids. Like, she just started doing this parenting course to where we're going to try and stop, like, whooping our kids, and more so of like talking to them and loving them, and see how that goes. Cause beating our kids, bro, is not really, it's not working.
That's real.
And that's something we're working on right now. Is just learning that. For me, it's a big adjustment because I was raised with getting whooped with a switch with no clothes on.
Yeah, that's
like,
real. Yeah.
I'm getting my behind. Well, it wasn't no one. It was like whack it, whack it, whack it. But and I'm still learning. Like, even from that, like, I tend to bring those ways of how I was raised up and raise my kids up like that. And it's not like what I want. Like, I want my kids to be open with me. Like, my relationship with my mom wasn't open. And that alone, I mean, it's like I can just jump here and there and keep going. But that alone affect the marriage too.
Mm-hmm.
Not being able to. It taught me to keep my feelings to myself. Like
Yeah.
like I wasn't vulnerable at all with my wife. I recently just got open with her, and I mean that alone has changed how we interact with each other. Because
Mm-hmm.
before it was like she would pour her feelings out, and then I would look at her like, okay,
Yeah.
like what you want me to? But it was, and that was the wall I built. Like I wasn't open with her like that, and I felt sorry, man. Like when I came to understanding of how she felt, like man, I put you through some stuff that you shouldn't have gone through. Like you opening up to me, and I'm stonewalling you. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
stonewalled you, and you poured your heart out open to me, and I was like, man, I couldn't imagine how she felt. Like I could only imagine how she felt. That's some tough stuff.
That's
And I
real.
came to realize, like, man, I gotta break some ways. I gotta keep learning and evolving, because I know I'm not perfect, man. You know,
Straight
and
up.
this marriage is teaching me that, like, man, I need to sharpen up and be more loving,
Mm-hmm.
and forgive my past, because I'm starting to look at things now. Is everything is working for my good. Like
Yeah.
everything I went through is making me better than the person I am today. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, with that, man, marriage is right now it's good.
Yeah.
It's
It's
good.
real.
It's good, man. We on a good page right now, man.
That's real. Marriage got seasons, man. You know,
Mhm.
there's you gonna have the ups and downs, and I believe that that's healthy, bro.
Mhm.
You know, I always look at marriage in this way, like nature. You can't have too much sun, and you can't have too much water,
Mhm.
too much rain. You get too much rain, you flood.
Mhm.
You get too much sun, you go into a
Dry out.
drought.
Yeah, dry out.
You gotta have sun along with the rain. It
Mhm.
both gotta come in order for nature to, like this beautiful day we got right now.
To grow,
You
yeah,
know,
it's nice out here, man.
sun shining,
Mhm.
the grass green,
Yeah.
the trees growing. It's like all of that comes from the sun shining, and then the rain come. You know, we just had rain, crazy rain a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
Getting off out here,
Yeah.
but it's purposeful. It's
Mhm.
like the words say, rain falls on the just and the unjust
Yeah.
alike. You know,
Yeah.
and I think at times we feel like there's two things. We feel like when you get saved, you think ain't supposed to be no more rain, which is like the worst thing. It's like, oh, because I live for God, now it ain't gonna never rain no more.
Everything
Like,
is good.
and then we think when you get married, it's supposed to always be rain, and
Mhm.
it's like, I mean, it's always supposed to be sun,
Yeah.
and that's just the furthest thing away from the truth. And God, thank you for that. Like,
Yeah.
thank you for that, for the times when it rained. You know, because
Yeah.
at times, bro, when it rained, that gives you a time to reflect.
Mhm.
It's like, you know, when you rain, you in the house and you get time to think.
Yeah.
You
Chill.
can sit back and chill. And I think that's what at times for me, you know, when it's rain in my relationship, I've been able to like really take a step back. Like, okay, let me recalculate. Let me really
Yeah.
look at what can I change.
Mhm.
You know, and it's always helped me.
I say even in the downtime, you got a right mind frame.
All right, that's real.
Like if your mind is not right, like you'll look at it as bad. You know, like man, we always having problems,
Yeah.
and it's not like okay, what can we do to prevent this in the future?
Yeah.
It's like your mindset got to be different. Like okay, cool, this is an issue. Let's look at it on hand and let's adjust. Okay, let's make some moves and keep going forward. Like for me, like I mean, it was times in our marriage to where my mindset was like that. Like man, it's always a problem, dog. Like,
Yeah.
man, it's like we never can get stuff right.
Yeah.
And over time, I learned, like, man, through the down times is when you need to really look at what's going on
That's real.
and adjust, man. I mean,
Mhm.
it's not hard, but I say this, marriage is not for suckers, bro.
All right. Straight up.
It ain't for
Straight
suckers.
up, bro.
And I learned that from my man's Green, Quest Green. I mean, he's teaching us a lot, man. A lot in marriage.
That's real, bro.
Yeah,
That's
man.
real.
It just you can't let the down times discourage you from keep going.
Mhm.
You know, you gotta look at it. Okay, adjust, keep moving.
That's real. That's real. When it comes to, okay, so you're a father of 3.
Mhm.
You got a wife,
Mhm.
and you work full time.
Mhm.
How do you balance that? Like, how do you balance all of those things, you know? Because I like to say, you know, when you're a husband and you're a father, you can't put those two things together
Mhm.
and look at. Because I used to do that. I used to look at the fact that if I'm spending time with my children, my wife should be happy.
Mhm.
You know, I'm spending time with the children.
Yeah.
But I wasn't necessarily spending time with her.
Yeah.
I tried to put the two together, like, well, if I
Mhm.
I can neglect my wife because I'm spending time with the children.
Yeah.
But I found out a long time that was not the right thing.
Mhm.
So how do you balance those relationships, even when you have children, 3 different children, because they're all 3 different people.
Mhm.
So it's like you can't treat like, or if I spent time with one of my children all day, then all my kids should be happy because you neglected the other 2.
Yeah.
So how do you really just balance that time between the 4 people in your household and still balance everything outside of the house?
Yeah, man. I'll say discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a mind frame too. Like I feel like everything break down to a mindset, like how you thinking about stuff. Cause before, like I used to work, and come home and just want to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because of how I was thinking. Like, man, I'm always working and all that stuff. I'm just telling myself these negative things, like, and I let my job drain my dream out of me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I just had to switch
real.
my mindset. Like, man, I can't let my job drain the dad out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't let my job drain the husband out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sucked it up, man. Like, okay, cool. I'm here for these 12 hours. If I'm coming overtime, that's 10. I'm here for those hours. When I come home, I'm here too. Like, I'm here for my kids, my wife. You just gotta be intentional.
That's
I mean,
real.
set time. Like me and my wife, we set dates. We got set dates. And with this parenting thing, we're starting to learn. Like since we got 3 kids, the way I feel like now that I'm learning what I'm learned, I feel like we had our kids too fast back to back because it affect your kids' personality, confidence. Especially if you got 3 kids, it's always the middle kid. They feel left out.
That was me. I'm a middle child.
Yeah, they always feel left out and probably not important. And I'm starting to learn that, but now I can adjust that by spending time with my kids. Each like setting a certain amount of time I spend with Seth, even though he's 1 year old. I mean, he is a 1 year old. My middle one, Nyla, Bella, just spending time with them individually, it'll make up for that, you know, having them back to back, and it'll balance out everything instead of them trying to fight for the attention and feeling favored over one another. Everybody get our love. You just gotta be intentional, man. Set it up and do what you gotta do.
That's real.
Do what you gotta do, man.
It's good you say that and you recognize that middle child thing is real, bro. And it's something that I've been telling my wife for a while. You know, I grew up the middle child from my mother's children. You know, I grew up with, you know, my two brothers, and I just always just felt like literally, bro, it was, you know, that stuff affected me into like adulthood. You know, just always feeling like, man, ain't nobody worried about me, you know?
Yeah.
Because everyone loved my oldest brother because, of course, he's my dad and my mom's oldest child. So everyone loved him.
Yeah.
You know, and then he was just super popular, just in school, just everywhere. He was just a popular person.
Yeah.
Played varsity basketball. He was like always like the super popular person. Everybody loved this man. Still to this day, they love this man. Like, see it, they love him.
Yeah.
And then my little brother, now he was like, me and my oldest brother got the same mom, same dad. My little brother had a different dad.
Yeah.
So my little brother had this dad, and he's his dad's oldest child. And, you know, he still kind of had that relationship with his dad. He grew up, you know, with his dad still being active. He lived with us for a little while. And, you know, so he had that relationship with his dad, and he was my mom's baby.
Yeah. So he got all attention.
He got that attention, and it was just, bruh. And then on top of that, his dad was a rapper. So it's like his dad was super popular, and that made him like popular, and it was just, he was like super popular alone. And I always just felt like, shoot, well, I guess I ain't nobody. And then my little brother was a star basketball player and all that. I ain't play no sports.
Yeah.
You know, of course everybody knew me just because everybody knew my brothers, and I mean, people knew me, but it was like I never felt like I did anything significant.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was like every time my little brother got in trouble, I'm in trouble. And I'm like, I ain't do nothing because we shared the same room. So it's like, I'm trying to keep the room clean. This man don't never want to clean up. So when mama come home, she fussing. I'm like, I did not do nothing, man.
Yeah.
And it's like every time he got in trouble, I got in trouble. Every time something went on in the house, it's all Rashad. You know, I just always felt like it was, I was always singled out.
Dang.
And my oldest brother he was real hard on me. And it was just, like, growing up, I just always felt like my family hated me. I used to always say it, too, like, I know y'all hate me, you know, like,
Dang.
you know, we went through it, you know, especially me and my oldest brother, we went through that a lot. And when it came to me, like, once I hit 18 and stuff, I just was like, man, nobody don't care anything. So I felt like I did a lot of things. Like, after high school, a lot of the stuff that I did ended up getting into, I was just trying to develop my own identity. Because I always felt like people wanted me to be like my oldest brother or be like, you know, my younger brother. Or just everybody wanted me to be something that I wasn't. So I had to try to develop this identity. And I just had an identity crisis.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I didn't know who I was. So I was just doing stuff that I said I would never do.
Yeah.
You know. And half of the stuff I did, most people still to this day don't know the things that I did.
Yeah, until you told me, I was like, what?
Seriously, bro.
What?
And all that stuff was just because I was trying to find my way. But I always knew deep down inside that wasn't me.
Exactly.
But I was like, shoot, I'm going to just do it anyways. And I believe all that was like the fact that I ain't never really feel like anyone cared about me, and I never was significant. Like that middle child thing is so real. You know, my son is my middle child.
Yeah.
So I make sure, bro. Like I'm very intentional when it comes to that. Like when it comes to my son, I make sure I love on that joker so much, bro, because I don't ever want him to feel like, you know, I don't want none of my children to feel left out. But I make sure when it comes to my son, you know, that he gets that attention. He gets that love and affection. And he has two sisters. So it's like you got two sisters and you the middle child. So it's like I don't want to be showing, you know, my daughters all this love.
Yeah.
Then he feeling left out. So I'm making sure I love on that joker, man, you know, because I just already know how it is. And,
Yeah.
I let my wife know that all the time. Like, man, I'm telling you. Like, I ain't just saying it just to say it.
You
Like,
know
this
how I
thing
feel.
is real, bro.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, man. And yeah, bro, and I'm glad that's something that you recognize.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that's real, bro.
Cause I especially when they're little, going through this parenting course, I'm starting to learn that kids don't really understand things, but they're very observant. Like they see things, but they don't understand why. I'll give you an example. So you got three kids. The middle one's a baby, like for us. The youngest one a baby, and you see the baby crying. They see the baby crying, and they see what the reaction is of us to that is to go get the baby, go pick the baby up, see what's going on, what's wrong. They see when the baby pee in his diaper, they get changed, they getting all this attention. But to them, they don't understand why we're doing that. They just see what's going on, so now they want to mimic that. So our oldest starting to kind of, my middle one doing it most, kind of revert back to babying, because they see what it get.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this junk is real. Like, they don't understand it. They don't understand I'm changing my baby diaper because it's dirty and they need to be clean in order to prevent from being rashes or whatever. They don't understand that. They just see what's going on. Well, when Seth cry, daddy and mommy come and get him. When Seth baby talk, they baby talk back to him sometimes. But stuff like that, it's like, man, I need to start loving my kids for where they at now and start giving them the attention they need now. So now it's like, when they do see that, it's like, okay, cool, he got his time, I got my time too.
Do they do the whole sibling rivalry thing?
Oh yeah, they be bumping. They be bumping, bro. They be bumping. They be bumping. I noticed my youngest, my youngest daughter, which is the middle child, she's always rough playing with Seth. I'm not sure if it's out of jealousy. Like, she always like picking him up by the neck, choking him, hitting him with stuff. Like, you seen the dance we did? Like, we doing the dance. Like, she looking at us, turned around herself, and boom. I'm like, what you doing, dance? What are you doing? But stuff like, it's constant. Like, she's always messing with him. But sometimes I let it ride because I'm like, okay, she gonna make him tough. Yeah. But I know deep down that's an issue. Yeah. She's not doing it for no reason. Like, it's a reason she's doing that. And
what's the age difference?
They're talking about between the middle and the youngest.
Yeah.
She's 3 and he's 1, so it's like 2 and some change. Cause he just turned 1 and she just turned 3. Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that a lot. My son and my youngest daughter. Now, to see these jokers, they're only about 10 months apart, about 10, 11 months apart. Man, when I tell you that thing is real, that sibling thing, man, I just, that's something I just can't figure it out, bro. And it upsets me. I'm talking about both of them, bro. They just back and forth all day long. I'm talking, they're always at each other's neck, and they like to fight over me. You know, we'll be at church. My son will see me, you know, bringing my baby girl clothes. So then he'll come and like try to like stand in between. I'm like, bro, why don't you stand on this side of me? Like, why are you coming trying to squeeze in? Like, and I'm like, bro, I don't understand that. So sometimes I like go push him, like, man, get out my way, bro. And then he'll just keep going. And I'm like, bro, chill out.
Yeah.
Like, get off of me, bro. And it's like, he only does it because she's there. If she's not there, and that man don't be worried about me.
Yeah.
But when it comes to her, it's like she's getting that special attention. He likes to come and do it. And she'll do the same thing. If I'm laying in the bed and my son might come in the room and I grab him, whatever, boom. So she'll come in.
Exactly.
She, bro, literally try to squeeze right in between. I'm like, man, y'all jokers. Man, I want both of y'all to get out my room. You know, and I'm just like, y'all do this all the time. Like, I don't understand, you know, if, you know, she's playing with one of his toys. He don't be thinking about the toy, bro.
Yeah, and then he'll get mad. She
He mad. What you playing with my toy? I want my toy. Or the same thing. If he's playing with something that's her, it's like, bro, y'all, for one, y'all both got that same toy.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I'm like, y'all just be blowing me away with this stuff. Like, I don't understand, like, how y'all just sit here and fuss. And I'm talking, bro, it's all day, bro. Like, every now and then, it's very rare. But every now and then, they know how to play nice with each other, you know, and I'm talking about, I be super surprised, you know, I be like, them jokers quiet in the, I get up out the bed and, you know, they'll just be sitting down, playing with some toys or something, or watching TV, and I'm like, okay, and I go right back to that room, and I'm like, I'm gonna let them just, they be chilling, you know, so, I don't know, man. I can't figure that thing right there out, bro.
Yeah, my oldest does that a lot with Seth. Like, especially when family come over, they want to see the baby.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Seth? Like, she'll walk right in front of the way of him trying to go to whoever it is. I'm like, Bella, move. What are you doing? Move. You see they trying to pick him up? Or we trying to take a picture of Seth. Seth, say cheese. Cheese. Like, move, Bella. I be telling her, Bella, you don't always have to get the attention. This is not your time right now. Let Seth get his attention. Like, we're going to give you something later, Bella. Just chill out. Relax. But it's all for attention. That's what it is, bro.
Yeah.
It's all for attention. Like, and I got to be more intentional with that alone.
Yeah. Straight up, bro.
Because I notice it's crazy. They act different when they're by themselves with me.
All right.
Like my middle child, like, I did not know she was this vocal. Like, what's going on? Like, you singing and doing all this, talking and everything. I'm like, dang, girl.
Yeah.
Why you don't be like that around everybody? I mean, she's starting to come out more, but I never noticed. Like, dang, Kira, Nyla be singing a lot. I didn't know that. Like, we ride around in the car, sometimes playing some music. She be jamming out, singing. Like, look back, like, dang, girl, I didn't know you was like that.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad
that's
that
real.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's that's something I need to adjust, you know, just be more intentional. Spend my time with my kids individually.
That's real. But that woman looking like, what are they doing over there?
She always knows.
She looking like, what is going on?
Can we have some brother time?
But yeah, man, I wanted you to touch on this, you know, when it comes to money, you know, like, I want you to talk about money management, like the importance of that, especially when it comes to marriage and, you know, just being a father. It's an important thing to, like, what advice would you give to someone about money management?
Well, for me, I'm in a very blessed situation as far as where I stay.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a situation.
Yeah.
Kira dad let us stay here.
Yeah.
And it's free. Like, shoot, we need to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But I say money management is very important, man. Like, for instance, pandemics like this, you never know. Like, before this, we used to be struggling, paycheck to paycheck. Like, I didn't understand. And we got a free house to stay in.
Yeah.
Like, we just mismanaged. Like, we didn't manage our money right. We just spent it however, not disciplined. But lately, I was like, man, you know what? I don't want to be in this situation ever again. So, man, I've been working my behind off, grinding.
Yeah,
both
boy,
of
you
us.
be at work, boy. That boy be at work.
Both of us, man, we be grinding.
Yeah.
most people, you know, they're in a situation like I was previously, paycheck to paycheck, and say an emergency happened. Like say you pop your tire,
Yeah.
and then you only got one car. Well, that tire gonna be like a good, $100 or whatever.
Alright, a good one, yeah.
A good tire like $100 or so, and that's gonna put you in a tough situation if your money ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like even not just to think about that, even to think about long term.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like most people don't think about long term. Just start setting money aside, like especially for retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not taught that. Like we don't. My parents ain't do it. I'm not
Yeah.
sure about yours, but I never had an example of, preparing for the future instead of just right now. So I feel like money management is big, bro. It's
That's real.
big. It's big,
real.
man. Especially you got to be disciplined too.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, we got a good chunk of money saved, and we act like we don't.
Yeah.
Like
Straight up.
forget that. Well, let's keep grinding.
That's real.
Let's keep grinding. But it's big, bro. It's big, and I feel like people should educate themselves if they don't know somebody that do it.
I think Kiera was one of the first people that really just sat us down, and talked to us about that whole, about the whole life insurance thing.
That's big too, bro.
Because, before then, I ain't really never think about it. I'm like, I mean, it is what it is. And then I remember that time she came over to the house and she talked with us, and I was like, dang, that's what, like, how I ain't never know this stuff. It was
We
just
never taught it.
you had never heard of it. It wasn't something that we grew up, like you say. I mean, when you grow up the way that we did, in the places that we did, you ain't thinking about no future, but you thinking about right now,
Yeah.
because you trying to survive. It's like most of our parents were in a position where they ain't no future.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about making it till next. We got to make it till next week.
Lights get cut off. We gotta wait for a whole week or whatever.
All right. Shoot, you ain't thinking about, those 20 years from now, you literally only can see what's in front of you. Like, I mean, we got to eat tonight. Like, what we eating tonight?
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll worry about, okay, what we going to tell GRU. Just stuff like that. And, and I think I brought that type of stuff into the marriage, into my marriage, man. And just over the years, I'm, bits and pieces here I've been learning, about credit, life insurance, having money, having emergency savings, and all that type of stuff, man. And yeah, that's some very important things. And I think a lot of dads, especially young dads, there's something that I think affects young black dads more than others, because most of our parents grew up like that, like what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We just, most of our parents, a lot of us grew up without dads, so we grew up with single parent homes, or whatever the case may be, and we were broke. We didn't have money just sitting around, and so our parents ain't never really, like, you ain't gonna be teaching your kids about money like that when you ain't got it like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the I think that's something that really affects our generation of young black dads not really having the know-how when it comes to money management, or even time management. Not being able to manage that time, because a lot of times the time management goes along with the money management. Because if you ain't managing your time well, most likely you ain't managing your money well.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's some good stuff to any dads out there listening. Go look into that.
Yeah, especially I feel like especially life insurance, man.
Yeah.
Life insurance is very important. I feel like most people don't understand the reason for life insurance until somebody die and they doing a GoFundMe.
All right, that's real.
It's like too late. Like
way too late.
Man,
way too late.
I never really heard of life insurance. I heard of phone insurance.
Yeah, phone
I heard
phone
of
insurance, health insurance.
I heard of all that stuff, but as far as getting life insurance, I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
Like, you know? But it's like renting out a lump sum of money, like just in case you die prematurely.
That's real.
You know, for me, it's like, man, I don't want my family to struggle
Yeah.
just because I wasn't prepared. You know, so that's something that I invest in. I make sure that's paid for because we never know when we're gonna die.
Straight up.
That's one thing. And another thing, we're not getting healthier and healthier as we get older.
All right.
And it's best to get it when you're healthy.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna lock this in for however many years, 35. You know, we set. We set for 35 years with that price.
Yeah.
We
Straight
set. So I mean, it's stuff like that you know that'll hold families down. You know, the lack of information.
That's real.
And you know that's why I say self-education is big. That's something me and Kiara we heavy on that, and it's big to keep growing and growing and growing, just to stay relevant. You know, with the times, because times are always changing. Like especially information, all that. Man, it's big, man. It's something we weren't like. It's crazy that we were taught in school about math,
Yeah.
social, all these other classes, but that's not what we using.
No, sir.
I feel like we should have been taught about money management.
Life skills, man.
You use money every day,
Every day.
but they don't want to teach it to you in school. So now that stuff like that is left up to you. Either yourself, you want to go learn more about it, or your parents teaching it to you. For us, my parents wouldn't teach me that.
Yeah.
My parents taught me to just spend. That's what my parents taught me. But it's just stuff like that is crazy. You know, it's big. Like we need to crunch down on management.
That's real. That's real, bro.
And take that adjustment, man, because nobody ain't really gonna teach it to you.
That's real. Last question, man. What would you go back and tell the 18-year-old version of yourself, knowing what you know right now? If you could talk to you, the 18-year-old Cody Hall, what would you tell yourself? Like, what advice would you give yourself going forward? At this time, you ain't got no kids yet, you ain't married yet. Like what would you tell yourself? What advice?
Man, I tell myself, be careful who you hang around, man. Be careful who you hang around with. I mean, that's a big one itself.
That's real.
That's a big one itself. I mean, there's many things I tell myself, but that stood out to me most because of what I've done. You know, who I've hung around and how it affected my life. Just be aware, you know, stay tuned of what's going on and who's really there for you. You know, I feel like some people, they just there for the moment.
Yeah.
But don't have your best. They're not for you. Like, they don't have their best interests. It's not for you. Like, that's just understand. Like, man, who really for me when time crunch? Like, who gonna stand up with me? Who gonna help me get back on track when they see I'm not there? Just and read books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Read some books, bro. Go read some books.
Yeah.
For real. Read some books and apply the knowledge, bro. Apply the knowledge.
That's real. That's some advice right there, boy. You know, and I pray that if there's any young men out there that are listening, you might not have children right now, or you might not be married now, you might be getting ready to get married, you might be getting ready for a child, you might already have a child, you might already be married. I pray that there's something that was spoken in this podcast that that could help you And I pray that if there was something said that couldn't help you, I pray that you would apply those things, because I had a guy tell me a couple weeks ago, he said, one thing I don't believe is knowledge is power.
It's not.
He was like,
It's not.
when he was like, you can have all the knowledge in the world
Exactly.
and get all this great knowledge and hear it from people and read it, but if you don't apply it,
that's why I say apply it, bro.
you basically a smart dummy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you
just know a lot of stuff.
You know a whole bunch of stuff.
You know a lot of stuff.
But don't do anything.
Nothing.
You know, so yeah. If y'all hear that, listen to me. Knowledge ain't, regardless of what you say and how much you hear, knowledge is not power. The power comes is when you apply that knowledge. Applied knowledge is power.
Exactly.
Not knowledge in itself. There's a lot of people that's knowledgeable about a lot of stuff, but don't even do the things that they know that they should do. So, yeah, we gonna end it on that note.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, that's I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you
for
having me on your podcast and
yeah,
believing I got some knowledge. You know, man. That's I'm honored. You know, I appreciate that, bro.
That's real.
Appreciate
real,
that,
bro. Yeah, man. So yeah, folks, that's it, man. That wraps up episode 2 of Dad Can We Talk for season 2. So y'all stay tuned. I got some things that I gotta announce in a couple of weeks. I have a promo code that I gotta give you guys for this website, but it's coming soon, so y'all just stay tuned, because I got some stuff, some clothing you guys will be able to get. I have a little discount code for you.
Okay.
Father's Day is coming up soon, so I'm in the talks of trying to plan some stuff for Father's Day. I want to try to get some men together, so like I say, y'all stay tuned. I'm trying to get all the men together. We gonna do something powerful, man. Right here in Gainesville, Florida. That's June. I think the second weekend in June, if I'm not mistaken.
It's on the weekend?
Yeah, I think it's the second Sunday in June, or the second or third Sunday in June. So yeah, I got to start trying to plan that now. I'm in the talks with a couple of guys, so
keep me in the loop.
Yeah, I definitely keep you updated. So yeah, I appreciate all the supporters out there. I pray that y'all continue to follow, continue to like the Facebook page. If you go on Facebook, search for Dad Can We Talk. Go to Instagram, you will find us at Dad Can We Talk. I'm even on Twitter. And I got this idea that I'm trying to bring to fruition. If I get it going, I got another surprise that's coming. But like I say, y'all stay tuned. I got some big stuff I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bless these dads out here, man, with this knowledge, get dads involved, and make sure the dads understand what they can do and just how important they are to their children. So y'all continue to stay tuned, continue supporting. If you know any dads that might need some guidance, man, there's 13 episodes. I think this all together is like the 13th episode. So it's 12 or 13 episodes that you can send these dads to. I brought these men onto this podcast, and they have all shared great wisdom. So if you're listening to this, share it with another brother. You know, pass all the knowledge on to the next man. So yeah, y'all stay tuned. Appreciate y'all. God bless.